All right. Just waiting for the. See who pops up in here. Oh, my bad. All right, let's see what we get in here. Wait for a couple more people to get in. We'll just talk some things. Just let me know if you can hear me. Drop a comment. Let me know if the mic's working, the picture's okay. I got some pretty crappy internet, so. Been a long day. Long day. Tired. It's been a long day. I got some headaches I want to talk about, but we'll just wait till some more people get in here. That's good. All right, sweet. Yeah, there's some things I just want to talk about. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you saw the picture of my live posts. So I'm pretty sure you saw the fuel system in the live post, and along with some other goodies. Thanks for dropping in, guys. Alexander Woods, C. Beaver. Thanks for stopping by, guys. So yeah, this is some stuff we're gonna chat about. So there was some crunch time going on with these parts that I had got ordered, and I was hoping to have everything on by Saturday. We're having a pretty big car meet in my area, and I planned on hitting Mexico with the new setup of the E85. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. I had to order some fittings, and we'll see what happens. This is actually going to be a good live for everyone who has the Roush 2650 blower, because if you decide that you want to go E85, then you should really be tuning in to this live, because I'm going to talk about some stuff that is kind of an unknown until you end up purchasing your parts, and then you don't, you're stuck with a little bit of a headache. And that's pretty much what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure my content will have y'all squared away for, if y'all purchase something in particular that I have on my setup, it's going to help y'all out. It will help y'all avoid the headaches that I deal with when I purchase this stuff. Just because it's not out there. The information isn't out there when you end up purchasing a product. I'm sure some people follow me for my Killer Chiller content, and as you can see, my install for the Killer Chiller was a pain in the ass, and it helps. It definitely helped the rest of the people that follow me for my content. I got one in Houston. Is there one going on this weekend, bro? That's the one thing I do want to do. I need to get out to Houston, because that's where the car scenes really are. We have one coming this Saturday here in Victoria, Texas, and the last two that we've had were pretty big. There was actually a lot of cars that showed up. We hit the car spot, and then we tend to try to get some runs in at some point. We do some rolls, some digs, but yeah, it isn't here in Victoria. But I do need to get out to Houston. I go to Houston, but I mostly hit the track just because I don't know a lot of people in Houston. So I need to link up with somebody, some people. I'm sure y'all know the scene way better than I do. The only thing is it's been a little hot lately in Houston with, the unmarked cars and, all the stuff that's going on. The street takeover people are kind of getting it a little hot as well. So I do want to go to Houston. It's just I would definitely be taking a risk going to Houston to try to find some runs. What is up, Street Slayer? Thanks for stopping by the channel, brother. Really appreciate it. But yeah, so the whole thing was to get my E85 set up on the Mustang and also go more boost. So I got with Daryl Wangard from Wangard Performance, and he is my tuner. Gave him a heads up that I would hopefully have this setup installed by this week. He said no problem. He was going to be on standby for my tune to go E85. So it was perfect timing just because the meet's coming up this weekend, and I wanted to see what the setup will do on E85 against some other cars. Unfortunately, if you have the Roush 2650 blower, you're going to run into some problems with fuel systems. So a lot of the fuel systems run a 8AN fitting or a 6AN fitting. And those fittings will tap into your fuel rails. The only thing is, with the Roush blower, the fuel rail setup on those are designed to tap into a stock fitting, which is the quick connect fittings. So yeah, I found that out while trying to install the system yesterday. Noticed that it's just not happening. So in that situation, you have two options. You can get at the market fuel rails that cost about $400 to $500, or I'm going to try something. I'm going to try using a 8AN fitting to a 3/8 quick connect adapters. So I got a female adapter and I got a male adapter for the setup. I'm going to try that and see if it works. And with that, yo, what up, BJ? Thanks for stopping by, bro. Appreciate you. Me trying this I'm doing it to see if it's going to help y'all in the long run as far as can the Roush fuel rail system handle, the more fuel, can it keep up, or will I need a at the market fuel system? So this is going to be good content for y'all. Honestly, I wasn't going to make videos on this just because I knew it was going to be a little bit of a headache. I'm not too familiar with fuel systems, at the market fuel systems. I am a tech, but at the same time, I work on dealer stuff, factory stuff. So this is pretty new to me. I'm not going to lie. But I mean, the concept is simple, so you should be able to, or I should be able to, get it set up and get it going correctly. But like I said, what is up, Karma? Thanks for stopping by the channel, bro. Yeah, like I said, I'm not too familiar with fuel systems, so I kind of laid everything out and kind of got a diagram in my head of how everything is supposed to go. I'm just stuck on the fuel rail situation. So I can buy the fuel rails that cost like $400. I don't want to do that, to be honest. So I'm going to see if some fittings that I have ordered on Amazon, if they're going to allow me to tap into my Roush fuel rail using the adapters. But we'll see, and I'll let y'all know. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and make the content on it, just so that way it can avoid y'all from having a headache that I'm gonna be dealing with. So we'll see. Me personally, I wouldn't cut any corners on the fuel system, spending money for the fuel rails. Yeah, I'm just gonna try this. At the end of the day, it's not necessarily cutting corners. It's not a stock fuel rail. It's uh, a Roush fuel rail. It's a fuel rail that is put into the Roush kit that replaces your stock fuel rail. The only problem is that it uses a 3/8 quick connect adapter that will sit into a Roush. Sit into your factory connectors. So I'm gonna see if. Well, so okay. What did my tuner suggest? I haven't told him. I just found out yesterday. My whole deal was, I could have went to a SAI LI fuel system, and I know a lot of people talk, down on the system that it's not really that efficient of a fuel system, but I got a buddy that runs the system. He was able to run it using his Roush fuel rails, and the car's running like a champ. He's dynoed at 817 horsepower on using the SAI LI fuel system. I don't get me wrong, this fuel system is nice, and you can definitely tell you're paying for what you get with this fuel system. It just would have been nice if it would have came with some fuel rails. So being that it didn't, we'll see what I can do. I'd rather use the stock, not stock. I'd rather use the Roush fuel rails, but I'm gonna try this and see if the whole fuel situation is good. Make sure I got fuel pressure, even out in all the injectors, and then if not, then I'm obviously gonna have to do a fuel rail. You should be fine as long as the rail is a little bit bigger, and that's where I'm getting at. The fuel rail that comes in the Roush kit is bigger than the stock fuel rails, so that's clearly why they have them in the kit. They want you to replace them because for the fuel delivery is more. We went for a fuel system, but it was stupid expensive. How much is a Ford system? I think they're like $2,600, $2,700. How much does your fuel system cost, Carmob? This fuel system wasn't cheap either. Definitely paid a good penny for it. So I mean, should I have went for? I don't know, but this one was about 2,000. So it was the VMP return style fuel system. But like I said, I could have, if I would have paid a little bit. Well, and then so the 4 fuel system, because like I said, I talked to a lot of people that have the Roush setups, and a guy has the 2650 Roush has a 4 system, and he actually couldn't use the 4 fuel rails. He had to get Division X fuel rails because they wouldn't work with the Roush blower. So there's that too. So so even if I would have got 4, I would have had to get the Division X fuel rails. So, but then, like I said, my other buddy, he runs the LI fuel system on his Roush, and he's able to use the Roush fuel rails. So I don't want to say I regret it because I do like the fuel system. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. It's very, very it definitely looks very expensive as far as for a fuel system. So yeah, so I mean, I figured with 4, it should have been okay. I talked to Drew though with Modern Muscle Performance because he's the one that sold me the products, and he said that the 4 system actually has options for you to list your supercharger. So I'm wondering if maybe it was something along the lines that my buddy, he just didn't put the right blower in there, and so they sent them the wrong fuel rails, or I don't know what happened there exactly. But it's okay. I'm gonna figure this out. Like I said, I don't feel like it's cutting the corner. If it works, like it works. If it doesn't work, then yes, I will do fuel rails. But it was just like crunch time. I got the kit. I got everything in this week. My pulley just came in yesterday, and then the fuel system came in the day before yesterday. I already had my injectors for a while, so I was hoping to have everything installed by this Saturday. Like I said, for the car meet, that's not happening. So it is what it is right now. So I got some fittings on order. They should be here tomorrow and then Friday. Tomorrow and then Saturday. So I'm going to see if this works. And if it does work, then I'm going to roll with it. What is up, Force Horse? Thanks for stopping by, bro. As always, I appreciate your support. What's up, man? Drew said you grabbed my fuel system. All right. Are we back? Are we back? Dude, I got the worst internet. In this area, you only have one place that you can actually get internet from. Can y'all believe that? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, Force Horse, you probably have a better use of it than I do, to be honest with you. Your name is Clever Force Horse. You know what? Now that I think about it, it is pretty clever. I get that. I just caught that. If anyone wants to get in, I'll go ahead and put the link. But yeah, I talked to Ken about it, and or Speed Addict. I talked to him about it, and pretty much he said that the fittings shouldn't be a problem. We'll see. Like I said, the tuner is going to be able to see what's going on when we data log. So he'll let me know before anything. Look at this guy, Destroyer 1320. What is up? Thanks for stopping by, man. Guys, go check out Destroyer 1320. I tuned into his lives, and dude's got some crazy stuff going on his lives. I actually enjoy his lives. They're not boring like mine, and they have all kinds of. The dude's killing it. He's definitely killing it. He actually had Car Mob on his live this past couple of days ago, so that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, you're doing some good stuff for the whole YouTube community. Destroyer, keep it up, bro. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, so I got a car meet this weekend that I'm supposed to go to. So like I said, I won't be on E85 maybe, but either way, we're gonna probably get some runs in, see how the car does. If I can be on E85, awesome. If not, I'll still do some 93 runs and see how that goes. Yeah, that was a good live. Y'all had a lot of people in there. That was a pretty good one. I definitely enjoyed it. I had to jump over to Brailsford's live because he's always on my panel. So I was in there for as long as I could be, and then jumped over to Brailsford, and then after that, it was time to get ready for work the next day. But yeah, that was definitely a good live. I like your segment where you introduce, a YouTuber and just almost like an interview. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so today we actually got the first Ford Bronco in, like the actual full-size Bronco. So I got to talk to my boss tomorrow, and I might do a review on it. It'll help plug in the dealership, maybe help with the sell here or there. But right now with the Ford Bronco, they're very limited. Everything's pretty much ordered by special order. You're not going to just see them out on the lot. The ones that we are getting in right now are pretty much just almost like demos. I don't want to say demos, but they're test drive vehicles, pretty much. That's what they are. So I'm thinking about doing a review on the one that we got in. It was a black one. I think it was a Badlands soft top. Right now, everything you're going to see is soft top. But at some point, once this chips shortage deal is taken care of, you'll start seeing them a little later, maybe within the next year or so. So you need fill, yeah. So I need fill roll. Well, I think I'm gonna need fill rolls. I don't know. I'm gonna try a little something with some fittings that I ordered and see if I can get it to work off that. And then if not, then yes, I will need fill rolls. Hey, but I do have a question for y'all, especially the boosted guys that's on E85. So if you're running your, like I said, I'm not familiar with fuel systems. So on your fuel system, how is it ran on the passenger side? Because so the VMP doesn't come with instructions. So I tried watching the videos, and their videos don't say anything about the fuel rails because their kit doesn't come with the fuel rails. So they have a video that has a 2011 through 2017 install for the fuel system, but they're doing it on a S197, not a S550. So this S197 doesn't even have the high pressure pump on the passenger side. So because it doesn't have that high pressure pump on the passenger side, they show it as that the passenger fuel rail sits into the supply line or the return line. Well, so then they do a 18 and up video, but on the 18 and up video, you're using a different regulator, and that regulator shows, or that video shows that regulator sits into the supply and the return line. So it doesn't show anything on the passenger side. So I'm very confused here. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with fuel systems, but I mean, I know enough to get by, to do the job, and to do it right. It's just that thing has me confused. So if someone can help me out here, that'd be awesome. Thank you, 1320. I really appreciate that. What is up, Brailsford? We were just talking about you, bro. And I've watched a couple of fuel system videos. It's just, they're all over the place. They really are. I mean, because almost every fuel system's, a different setup. You got all kinds of different fuel rails. Force Horse. Dude, yeah, their video does suck. And I called them today about it and let them know, like, why would you have a piggyback video for an 18 plus vehicle and then have one for 11 through 17? And then they said, well, the situation with that is, because the kit doesn't come with fuel rails, we don't even talk about fuel rails. Well, it's like, but your consumer should know that yes, you will be needing fuel rails, and these are the fuel rails that we recommend that would work with your blower. But what do I know? Oh, we got somebody in here. What is up, C Beaver? What's going on,
bro? Not much. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I got a little bit of a headache because of this, but I'm doing all right.
Got a little bit of stage fright. I've never been on a stream before.
Oh yeah. All right. Cool. So, what do you do, man? You got a Mustang, or how do you follow the channel?
Well, I've actually got the Nightmare model. It's the short wheelbase F-150 truck.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Oh, so you got a Roush blower on it? Oh wait, yeah. Okay, I think I talked to you.
Yeah. It's real similar. The whole driveline is pretty much the same. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Mine is completely stock because I don't want to break that warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have like the YouTube opened up?
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me? Or can you hear?
Yeah, it's like echoing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Take the YouTube off. Sorry.
Okay.
We'll talk about this a little bit though. So, so you have the F-150, the 2-door. Is it the 2-door, right?
Yeah, it's the 2-door. Yeah. I watch you and I keep up with the Instagram group just for ideas, which direction I want to go in when that warranty lets up. And I've always owned a diesel, so I have a very limited set of knowledge, when it comes to real high performance stuff. So
yeah,
I'm kind of starting clean here.
So you're in the IG group.
Yes.
Right? You're in the yeah, we have talked then. Yeah, sorry, man. There's just so many people that I talk to through Facebook Messenger, through IG Messenger. Like, I talk to a lot of people, and I try to keep up with everyone. I know that's why we made the group, because it just made it easier. Because I wasn't like, I would message each individual person a lot, and so we're like, you know what? Let's just make a group.
Yeah.
And then we did the Facebook thing too. But
it is cool to see y'all interact. A lot of what y'all do is way over my head, so it's kind of cool to see. If you wouldn't mind, could I have like a basic rundown as to what you've done to yours?
Yeah, sure. So, and I pretty much did everything in stages and just kind of made the content with it to kind of tell the people like, okay, this is what will happen when you start doing this. Okay, this is what will happen when you start doing this. Almost like a journal. I kind of went slow. I didn't just order everything at once and then throw it on there, just so that I knew I was making content with it. So I knew, not everybody wanted to go with long tube headers, some just wanted the H pipe and, an axle back. Okay, well, this is what it sounds like with that. So that's how I did it. But so as of what I have right now on the car, it has the 2650 blower. It's stock pulley, Steeda H pipe, a Flowmaster axle back, the Outlaws, stainless power, long tube headers, catless. It has a JMS booster pump, and then the VMS drag wheels, and it's on 93, tuned by Vanguard Performance. So that's what I'm on right now. And then, as I was talking about in this live, I just ordered my BMP fuel system, my 1050 injectors, and then my smaller pulley. I'm going to a 2.7 pulley. And you'll see in the Instagram, that's kind of like what we talk about mainly in the Instagram, just because we bounce a lot of ideas off each other, and it just kind of helps, So like with you, because I will say I'm a tech of 10 years. So like I understand concepts of stuff of like how things should work. But once I get, dip into the aftermarket stuff, this is somewhat new to me. I didn't work at a performance shop. I just know that my feel should be reading that. And, whenever I do this job, it should read that still, So like I said, with the fuel system, I kind of understand the concept of it, but I don't like I can't just get a fuel system and be like, oh yeah, let's go to start, taking this on. I had to watch a couple of videos. And then so like I didn't know with the fuel rail situation that I need aftermarket fuel rails because they don't work with the Roush fuel rails. So I'm just kind of trying some things. I ordered some fittings off of Amazon to see if they're gonna work, and I'm gonna film it for y'all so that way if it does work and there's no fuel pressure issues, then it's gonna help y'all. Y'all not gonna have to spend $400 on fuel rails. Y'all can use your Roush fuel rails. But if it doesn't work, y'all know, and that, hey, just prepare yourself. You know, if you decide to go E85 and you decide to get this fuel system, you're going to need fuel rails. So, and that's pretty much what it's, you know, what my content is based off, just to help everybody else, really.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I got the Killer Chiller drag unit. That was like one of the first things I bought for the car.
Yeah, I looked into that too. I heard there's a lot of controversy about that thing. It's fun to look into this blower and everything because of it, the weird spot that it's in, you know, with everybody calling it a dud, and then weirdly enough, the people that have it really love it. You know,
yeah,
it's strange. But because of the lack of mainstream popularity, I don't really have a clear goal as to which direction I want to go, you know? So
yeah,
just from you off the top of your head, remember completely stock, except for little suspension I've done, where would you start? Because I want to make as much power as I can reliably, and I want to stay on pump gas.
Okay. If you want to stay on pump gas, I'll tell you the setup that I have now is perfect. I was able to go to a dyno hit 3 pulls, put it back on a trailer, and then go to the track and do 4 passes in 95-degree weather.
All right,
so the setup,
out.
So the setup I have is very reliable, especially for 93. A lot of it is based off of the tune, so just, you know, do your research on the tuner. But I stand by my tuner like fully. So I will say, if you are a boosted vehicle, I don't recommend stock anything, especially a Roush blower. You know, people don't understand that when you're force inducted like that, you have a lot of restriction from your exhaust. So, you know, you have all this air being forced in, it's got restriction coming from the exhaust. You know, at that point, you know, you can have some real issues. You can have issues with the valve floating. You can have your cats breaking down and clogging your exhaust system. And then at that point, you got engine failure. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, that I don't agree with running a stock system and adding force induction and leaving everything else stock. I don't, you know, being a tech at Ford, like I knew what I was getting myself into. With this blower, I heard the naysayers, I heard the haters about it, I heard all that. My whole thing was I went Roush blower because being at Ford, if I did run into a problem somewhere, I'm hoping that I can get something overlooked with all the mods I have on. So I hope I don't have to cross that bridge, but if I do, you know, get to that point where I blow the motor or something like that, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, if I can get it covered under warranty. If I can't, okay, then I'm going built block. But like I said, I hope that I don't have to deal with that anytime soon. But yeah, so like for a 93 setup, if you want to run a good 93 setup, like so on a good DA, I was able to hit a 1001 at 137, and that's on 93 full weight. Just as long as you have a good drag wheel and drag tire, yeah. And I honestly think I could have broke into the 9s that day. I just didn't want to push the car. I actually went expecting maybe a 10.5, and once I saw the 1001, I said, all right, I'm done. And that was like the second pass, and I said, I'm done putting it on a trailer. Nothing broke. I'm happy. Cool. So for a 93 setup, if again, if you're boosted, you need to get rid of all your restriction from the exhaust. So restriction being the catalytic converters, restriction being the resonator, and then your stock mufflers. So that would be one of the very first things that I take care of is getting rid of restriction from the exhaust. With these Roush blowers, how they get so hot, cooling, upgraded cooling mod is a must, especially if you are in like Texas, where it's 95 to 100 degrees. And people are seeing IATs of 150 to 160. That's crazy hot. Like, that is crazy hot. So, you got to be careful with stuff like that. I'm real big on, like, if you're going to go to Mexico and do some pools, monitor your IAT2s. Now, if you live up north, it's a little different. If the air is more, more dry, it's not so humid, doesn't get so hot out there, it's a little different. But being here in Texas, a cooling mod is a must. And then you got to think about, well, how are you going to use the car? Is it going to be daily driven? Is it going to be a track car? Is it, going to be like a drag strip car? Being that I do a little bit of daily, I do a little bit of roll racing, and I do a little bit of the drag strip. Killer Chiller was the best route that I thought to go with. So, cooling mod, you need your cooling mod. And then, so when it gets colder, I experienced my car running lean because the fuel pump couldn't keep up with the air at the drag strip. And so, like, on the second pass, like, I started like the car started cutting out, losing power, and then my check engine light started flickering. Well, that's where the booster pump came in. So yeah, those are the things you need. Get rid of your restriction from your exhaust. Get you a booster pump, and get you something upgraded cooling mod. Okay. And then at that point, then you can go with your custom tune to up the horsepower. So, and that's what people, they don't understand. Like, first thing they want to do is they want to, get a custom tune and, and get more power. That's not always the case. If like, okay, my tuner right now, he pulls timing back once the IAT2 sees 145. So if, your car's creating so much heat and, you're maybe at 125 before you even start doing the pull, well, then you're going to get to 145 quick. So if you get to 145 quick, well, then obviously your time is going to get pulled back. You're not going to have the horsepower that you should be having. But with the upgraded cooling mod, I don't even see 135 like during roll races. So that means I got all my timing. That means I got all my horsepower. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's some stuff to think. It's a lot to think about, but once you get all your stuff, like I said, once you get your restriction gone, once you upgrade your cooling, and once you at least drop a booster pump in there, then you can up your horsepower. What is up, Mr. Mach 1? Thanks for stopping by the channel, bro. And what is up, Mustang Mike? What's going on, fellas?
Alrighty, Mr. 50 Primo. I'm about to head out, but before I go, I've got two quick questions for you.
Yeah, go ahead, man. That's what.
Since you work at a dealership, you might have a little more insight on this. As far as I know, it's kind of dealer to dealer. But I bought my Nightmare from Tyndall in North Carolina, and I hear some places the warranty goes as far as like cab back, whatever that means, I guess, for trucks. How would headers play into that? Would that void warranty? I mean, would you even know?
Yeah, long tube headers, whether they're high flow cats or catless, will void the warranty. Yeah.
Okay, noted. Oh, one last thing. So you see absolutely everywhere. Every YouTube thumbnail, you got to have oil pump gears under every boosted scenario. Now, so from factory, they're on stock oil pump gears, right?
Yeah, they're definitely stock. And it's funny. That's the one thing that won't void your warranty.
Really?
Yep.
I had absolutely no idea about that. So
Yeah.
I mean, is there even any threat to him as of right now, making 650 to the crank or whatever?
No, to the crank, no, because the Roush tune has it set very conservative, meaning that your shifts are probably like no more than 7,000. I think they shift at like 6,800, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, you got a lot of power left in your blower. If you're still on a Roush tune, it's a very conservative tune. Um, I've talked to Roush and I kind of picked their brain about some stuff because I knew I was gonna mod the car like crazy. I was just curious as to how far can I go to where it's like, all right, you're done, like you ain't got no warranty now. And when we're talking, they said yes, oil pump gears. We actually recommend you to replace your oil pump gears. It's not a must, but we do recommend it. And then they said that once I brought up the header situation, they said no, and they're like that voids your warranty. As far as oil pump gears, it's a I Alejandro from Lund. I've asked him the same question because I mean I don't have cars that just come in here just with oil pump gears cracked. Like I don't see it here at Ford. So I'm at maybe like 8,000 miles right now, and probably the last maybe 1,500 probably about 1,500 or 2,000 miles has been on a custom tune, and everything else. So I'm going E85 with stock oil pump gears still. I had a buddy pushing 1,000 horsepower stock oil pump gears, completely sealed block.
So that's pretty unheard of, huh?
As far as them braking because of power, it depends. I mean, if you're like bouncing off that limiter like crazy and you got like a two-step, then yeah, because the vibrations is what causes them to brake. But I mean, if you're not doing nothing crazy like that, then I just don't see it. I mean, will I do it? Maybe at some point. Probably actually, in the near future. For one, it's a big job. I don't want to. I'm dreading to do that job. But I mean, I'm going 85 right now, and it's like, oh, I need oil pump gears right now. I'm just not in that mindset. So we'll see, Yeah. But like I said, I've never seen a video with the car running on a dyno and then it blowing up because the oil pump gears shattered. If you see a video like that, then tag me because I would love to see that video. Now I see videos of people, holding them up 6 feet or above and dropping them on the ground. Well, that's not the same situation,
Yeah. And I have seen bits and pieces of Alejandro Flores content, and I did see somewhere where he had said, I mean, they're just not as prevalent as people think. You're able to reach 657, however much. I forget exactly how much, but without even having to think about them breaking.
Yep.
So I really don't know. You're a tech. I'm not. So.
Like I said, especially with your tune, if you're staying custom tune or stock tune, as far as the Roush calibration, you're fine. I wouldn't even worry about it. Like I said, the main thing that you need to be careful for, I had a buddy. He's running the Roush blower as well, and he actually ran into some issues with his cats getting clogged up. And then now he got to the point where they got clogged up, and he actually has low compression in like 3 cylinders. At that point, you're needing a motor. So I need to talk to him because I think we were kind of coming to the conclusion that his intercooler pump went out because his IATs were really high, but at the same time, his IATs were really high. So that's why I say watch out for that stuff. Make sure that your intercooler pump is running. Make sure that you don't have no cat codes, especially if you're on stock calibration, because you shouldn't have cat codes. So just always be careful before you do that hit. Make sure you don't. There's nothing funny going on with the car. Because then, yeah, it definitely gets catastrophic whenever you're boosted.
I see. So one more. I lied. I have one more question.
Oh, you good, man? Hey, we're here to chat.
Unrelated.
We're here to chat. All right.
Gotcha. Completely unrelated from Roush. And, you know, I just thought I'd get your opinion on this since you're a tech. So I just recently did some suspension work to the rear end. And I feel really stupid saying this, but I stripped one of the U-bolts when I put everything back on. And so I bought a set. I got my new U-bolts in. And having not even thought about it, they were too long. So I wasn't able to reach a torque wrench with the socket up in there. And I couldn't find any crow's feet attachments that were the right size. So I just tightened them, you know, like in the cross pattern, so it'd be evenly spread out. I just tightened them as hard as I could with my hands. Nothing stripped. So I mean, I would think I'm good. Even today, I went and put a second nut behind them just to be 100% sure. It is on a flip kit, so that's why I'm concerned, because you know the rear end of the truck is basically sitting on those 8 nuts. I know it's kind of hard to visualize, but you know, if you got anything from that, just
dude, I'm gonna tell you as a tech.
No, I'm safe.
I'm gonna tell you as a tech, man. There's a lot of things that we don't torque to specs. Our big thing is anything internal inside the engine as you're building an engine. We definitely do torque. Anything that's gonna be with any fluids or anything like that, we definitely torque to specs. But other than that, man, no, we don't torque stuff like that. So if you got it snugged up and it's tight to that point, like don't over tighten it. You're good. You're gonna be fine.
Okay,
you're definitely gonna be fine.
You Google these problems and you don't get a real human answer like I just got. You know, you see like what you're supposed to do according to.
I guarantee you, I would have got like a swivel and my 3/8 gun and a wrench to hold the other end, and I would have just hit it a few times, turn it, hit it a few times, turn it, hit the other one a few times. Just, dude, like, yeah, imagine if we torqued every bolt on a job, dude, we would not make money.
Take forever.
Yeah, it's, I mean, that's just the honest truth. We don't torque a lot of stuff. You know, the main thing to torque, though, are definitely when you're assembling an engine. Always do that.
I see. Okay. Well, that pretty much does it.
No, you should be fine, bro.
Answering.
No problem, bro. No problem.
All righty. Take it easy. I'll stay in the stream.
All right, bro.
Later.
What is up, Danny? Thanks for joining the chat, bro. Like I said, I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to jump on in here. Mr. Mach 1, if you want to jump on in here, bro. Talk about your sweet rides. Where's Brailsford? He's probably putting the kids to sleep. He usually gets on a little bit later. But if anybody wants to jump in, come on in. Like I said, we with C Beaver, guy, he's not the experienced tech. He has questions. That's what we're here for. If I can give him an answer, for sure, I will. That's what I'm about, man. I love to help people. And that's pretty much why I made the channel, because I knew I had, the knowledge to do some work, to turn some wrenches, and why not? Why not? I got to make a better mount for the ice tank. It sits too close to my engine. So, does it vibrate against it, or is it too close to where it melts your ice fast? I mean, I assume an in-engine ice tank, it's going to melt the ice a little quicker. But with that, I mean, I really want one of those, especially the VMP ones, because if I can figure out how to get it in the engine area and have it running with the killer chiller, more volume, never ending cold water, never having to add ice, but I can add ice if I'd like, that'd be pretty awesome. That'd be I got two buddies that they run the PNR ice tanks, and they have killer chillers on the way, and I cannot wait to see their results, because if it is if they got some really low IATs from those two combinations, man, that's gonna be nice, dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not good, dude. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, you're talking about it's rubbing on the like the like timing cover or the around the valve cover area. Yeah, that's not good. Regardless, if it's rubbing on something, definitely not good. Maybe if you could find like some felt or like some little foam deposit just to kind of tuck behind the in between on the ice tank side, just to keep it from, you know, rubbing too much. That'd probably be a good thing to do. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this E85 thing. Force source. So that means you're trying to go E85 too. Is that what you're telling me? You hit up Drew to get a fuel system? Hey, and then that's because the fuel system that I got, I don't know how he got it, because when I placed the order, he said that 2 people had already ordered it and that mine was going to take like another week. I was like, all right, cool. You know, no worries. I'm not in a rush. I'll wait. As long as you got me a time frame, that's fine. And then next thing you know, he hits me up like the next morning, like, guess what? He sends me a track, and I'm like, nah. He's like, yep. So I don't know how he got me a fuel system, but he got me a fuel system. No, I appreciate that. He said, yep. Dude, that's going to be awesome. For your blower at Odin on E85, I mean, you see what Drew's does. Drew's Odin kit puts down some power. What are you trying to do, man? Force source. What are you trying to? Are you trying to get to like 900 horsepower on that car? That's crazy. Okay, he said it's rubbing on the valve cover. Yeah, being plastic with plastic, or if it's the tank plastic, or is it like a aluminum kind of cover? Either way, yeah, I'd find like maybe some like a foam piece and just that has like a sticky side on one end, and I would stick it on the ice tank and just keep it from rubbing. I had that issue on my Killer Chiller line. The high side line was rubbing against the reservoir for the intercooler, that holds the coolant. Yeah, I had some rub in there, so I kind of just put some foam pieces in between, and I had no issues. So I mean, you should be able to do that. You'd be fine. 800. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to get to. 800, and I am fine. So you're gonna run a stock pulley, or you're gonna pulley down, or curious to know your setup and your plans, because the Odin's making some big power. There's definitely been some cars with the Odin that's very impressive. I think Alex runs the Odin too, I believe. Plastic, but I insulated the insulation on the outside. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would try to do that. Just find something that, you know, can keep them from making contact, and you should be fine. And that's weird that it's rubbing, especially being that, you know, Odin kit, you know, the VMP. I mean, it's all VMP. Okay. Oh, damn, you're gonna pulley up. Okay. Yeah, well, you know, once you get your E85 tune and all that, dude, you're gonna make some power. You're definitely gonna hit 800. Like with the Roush blowers, I'm hoping that I get to 800, which I probably should. But like, I mean, at that point, I mean, the only other thing you can go maxed out on is you know, porting the blower, maybe doing some cams or something like that. But those Odins and the Whipples, they just put out some power. It's crazy. So, the new Edge, I want to make some content on my new Edge also, but I'm gonna wait until I get this E85 setup situated, and then I'm gonna start doing some new Edge content. And it's really just pretty much transferring over some body panels. I want to sand all the clear coat off, and then at that point, I want to maybe do like a silly, crazy wrap on the new Edge, and then just get it to look like decent while driving. Oh, exactly. That's exactly why I feel like 800 is a sweet spot for a 10R80. That's what I plan to go to, and then just gonna chill. Like I'm good. So definitely a smart move, bro. Definitely a smart move. So what's okay, there we go. Yeah. So I got some big plans, man. Like I said, this fuel system situation's kind of holding me back from some stuff, but we'll get it situated and I'll have that content out. I might not have that content this week, but I actually want to get some reviews of some cars. There's some builds that have came out in my local area, and I want to start putting some other cars on the channel. I want to put like all of my buddies' builds on the channel. I got like 2 buddies that got some California specials that I want to put on the channel. Both 2 totally different setups, 2 totally different goals, but yet, you know, for their setups, they're making some pretty big power. I got a buddy with the Cadillac CTS-V that's wicked, like wicked sick, and you know, he's got his setup going. So there's some cars out there that I want to see come forward on the channel and just kind of do an overview of their builds. So that's definitely the plan. So just to give you a heads up, that's what y'all will definitely be seeing in the future. Brosford, you still in here, man? Come jump on the channel, bro. Talk about your Carvana experience. Oh, hey, and Brosford, if you're still in here, yeah, we just got the Bronco today. It's funny how we're just talking about that. We just got one in today. So I need to talk to my boss about doing an overview on that and kind of just going over the car. Dude, that thing looks sick, though. I'm not going to lie. That Bronco does look sick. So that's probably what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to just go around it and show everybody. Be good content. I just need to get with my boss about it. But I don't want to be on too long, guys. We don't have too many people in the live. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Good hour. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Like I said, just keep an eye on the content. Whoever has the 2650 Roush blower, you need aftermarket fuel rails when you're trying to run the VMP return style fuel system. Just to let y'all know. Division X seems to be the way to go. Don't use 4. If you run a SAILI return style fuel system, you can use the Roush stock rails. You won't have no issues. With that said, guys, thanks for tuning in and keeping an eye out on the content coming. Until then, see y'all later.